If you can see that, that's a throwback of me when I was an itty bitty boy. There I am, me in my Incredible Hulk shirt. I don't want to reveal too much because I might show something that I'm not supposed to show. But that's a throwback from when I was little. That little woman right here in the corner there, not that one, that's my big sister. Right there where my thumb just covered over, that was my mother. Alright, so getting off of that, thought I'd give y'all a throwback picture of me when I was an itty bitty child. So, I want to talk about TV Easter eggs that I've seen yesterday. I watched it today, but it's yesterday. So, if you're into Supergirl, she went to the Fortress of Solitude. If you haven't seen it, you should probably stop watching now. Alright? Because this is a spoiler alert. It's an Easter egg, and it's a spoiler alert. Guess what was on the show in the freaking Fortress of Solitude? Besides the little flying robot, that I don't remember, but anyway. The Legion ring is in the Fortress of Solitude. That's right, the Legion ring. When Superman was a member of the Legion. When they came back through time, Lightning Leg, Bouncing Boy. I can't remember any of the other guys except for Dual Dancer. And I only remember her because she has tits. I think she was quadruplet at first. And then one of the triplets got killed, so she became Dual Dancer. It's a long story. You'd have to really be into DC to understand what I'm saying. So anyway, I just thought I'd drop that little Easter egg for you guys, for those who are DC comic fans. I'm not a big DC comic fan. I don't hate them. I'm just more Marvel than DC. We've had this discussion over 100,000 times. At least it feels like 100,000 times. But there was an Easter egg, and she fought Indigo, who I have no idea is part of the Brainiac clan, but they alter stuff around for TV. I will say that she looked very much a lot like Mystique, and for those who have read DC Comics and know that Brainiacs are supposed to fucking be green, not blue, green. Clearly, their advisor must have been watching the X-Men when he probably should have been reading his DC comic at the time. Now, as for the 3 gems and everything, that was placed perfectly, but Indigo and everyone that is of Brainiac's clan supposed to be green. Green, like Beast Boy green, Kelly green, green, like that dragon back there. So, it was a good episode. I don't remember what it was called, but I do know that they went to the Fortress of Solitude. I didn't like the Jimmy Olsen and girlfriend fuck up thing, but clearly they screwed that up, and it was a pretty good episode for what little bit I got to see, because my DVR started tripping and I missed like the first 30 minutes of it, so I'm going to have to go back and watch it to see what I missed. But the Easter egg is the Legion ring. And the Fortress of Solitude looked pretty cool, and I was like, okay, that was pretty awesome. I'm really thinking that they probably based this Supergirl on the New 52s, because I don't remember Supergirl being like that, as I'm 42 years old, and the New 52s was something I just didn't have time to get into, especially when I was told certain things about it. Like I said, I'm more Marvel than DC, so I kind of gotta go with what I'm told. I can't really say it's truth or not, because I haven't really took the time to go find a way to confirm the shit, because I'm really not that deep into DC. My favorite DC character is Batman and Green Lantern, John Stewart. All right, let's make sure we got that right. Oh yeah, I do like Ryder. Can't remember his first name. And I like his niece, Kari Wynn, his great ancestor or descendant, Kari Wynn. Other than that, I don't hate Hal Jordan. I don't really like Guy Gardner. And I don't really like Kilowog. Even though he's probably one of the baddest Lanterns is, if you like flying hippos or pigs or whatever the fuck he's supposed to be. But hell, even the Lantern Corps, lots of them don't like Guy Gardner. And then, what the hell is his name? The Silver Age Green Lantern in the New 52s, I think he's supposed to be gay. Now, just like in the X-Men, apparently when Northstar left Alpha Flight and became an X-Men, he also left his masculine sexuality behind and became a gay Asian man who likes brothers. And that's about as good as I can probably put that without getting any more racist than that possibly could be. And, All Hell North Star. I mean, he was a good character. Him and his sister, they were both great characters if you're into Alpha Flight. And I liked Alpha Flight. It just didn't really catch a lot of audiences, I guess, when they put Wolverine in and out of the book and out of the book and back in the book and out of the book and had Alpha Flight with the crossovers and everything. Other than that, I totally jumped off my Easter egg. And there was an Easter egg in The Flash last week. I forgot what it was, but there was an Easter egg in there. And there was an Easter egg in Arrow. And in Arrow, they actually used the name of his actual second son. So I was like, okay, because the second son is the one he had out of marriage, with marriage, and the first son he had out of marriage. So it's a long story. You have to be an Arrow fan to get where I'm going with that. There was an Easter egg in there, and there was an Easter egg in Legends of Tomorrow. And I have totally forgotten all of them because I wiped them off my DVR and I can't remember what they were. But there were Easter eggs in there, and you just have to catch them. They're really small Easter eggs. And so I'm saying, like I said, I think all of that for DC has really come from the New 52s. And like I said, I don't really read DC talking about it, so I'm not the DC advisor. Now, if you ask me some things about Marvel, anything from 2010 or 2000 and between 2009 and 10, anything backwards, I can give you answers to most of the time, depending on if you're in the X-Men universe or if you're in the Spider-Man universe. They're in the same universe, but those are the books that I mostly read was X-Men and Spider-Man. I really didn't fuck with too many other things unless X-Men or Spider-Man crossed over. And when I say X-Men, that's an extension to X-Force, X-Factor, Excalibur, Generation X, and the New Mutants. Because that was when they made the monster comeback. I think they started crossing dimensions. It gets really fucking confusing. And you see that's why I kind of stopped reading comic books, because they kept going in and out of dimensional gaps. And then there was that big fucking royalty battle with Liefeld and McFarlane. So they started changing titles because X-Force, I believe, became Exiles. The only ones that McFarlane and Liefeld really couldn't touch titles on was X-Factor and X-Men. They stayed the same, but everything else that they had their hands in, they had to change the titles so that they couldn't win the lawsuit. It's a political thing, you have to be slightly into politics before you understand what the fuck happened, because I'm not into politics and I don't understand what the fuck happened. I just know that there was a big clusterfuck of problems. So in that, just if you get the chance to check out last week's The Flash and Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow, there are Easter eggs in there. You have to look for them. And they did show previews on each show to the Justice League movie. Well, not the Justice League movie, the fucking Batman vs. Superman. And then for Supergirl this week, which was yesterday, because the day is now Tuesday and it's about to be Wednesday in the next 15 minutes or whatever, the Easter egg was the Legion ring and the flying robot. Alright? Now, I'm not sure if that robot is going to be one of the same halves of the two robots that made Superman X. Now, Superman X was a concept that they were trying. I don't know if it got a comic book, but I know it had a cartoon. And the cartoon basically was really the Legion. It wasn't really a cartoon of its own, but they were going to make it a cartoon. But I think it got scrapped. Kind of like the same thing they did with Young Justice. Young Justice starts getting good. Cartoon Network says, oh, fuck you, buddy. And then the same thing with Batman. Damn it. The fuck was it? Beware the Bat. It was getting real good, and then it's fuck you, buddy. It's gone. And I'm like, what? You took off them, but you kept Teen Titans Go? For all that, you could have just brought the regular Teen Titans back. Or better still, for those who don't know, there was a Teen Titans mini cartoon with Hanna-Barbera when the Super Friends and stuff were out. And it almost would have probably been a spinoff, but I don't think they really gave it that much of a shot. But if you read the comic books, the original four Titans was Robin, Speedy, Aqualad, and what the fuck is that guy? The girl named Wonder Woman's sister or niece or daughter or whatever the fuck she was. And then later, Kid Flash would come on board. And then the next damn thing, Cyborg and all these other people just start popping up on the show. By the time I think the 90s got there, Nightwing bailed. Well, Robin bailed and became Nightwing. And next thing you know, they all had different things, and every now and again, Nightwing would come in and do some things with them. And next thing you know, here comes Raven and it's Starfire. And I was like, you know what? I'll stick to Batman. Because that's one comic that you can read in DC that no matter what happens, you always can count on Bruce Wayne to show you something that you've never seen before. Or to show you something that you've seen twice, you just didn't know that you've seen it. So, and the thing with Batman, Batman has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that even normal people with unlimited resources can do amazing things. And the thing that makes Batman so damn dangerous is that he's a certified genius, and he has no superpowers except for that intellect. He has a superpower of extreme intellect. And if you want to say anything that the world's most dangerous man is Batman due to the fact that he knows everybody's weakness and he knows how to bring down the Justice League. He also knows that he built the Justice League in case he fucking lost it and, that kind of thing, that they would have to bring him down. They touch on that in one of those animated movies. So, if you haven't caught up on any of the animated movies, because they have another one coming out. I don't know what the hell it's called, but I know they have another one coming out. And, as far as the TV realm, DC's pretty much kicking ass. Like, I've done this before with like 4 or 5 TV shows they have, but they also have animated cartoon movies that Warner Brothers releases like every 4 to 5 months or something. And if you're not careful, you'll miss them because they just did something here on YouTube with Teen Titans versus Justice League that's about to drop real soon. I don't know when it is, but I just seen it the other night on YouTube. So I'm sure it's gonna come really soon. And Vixen has a miniseries, and they showed that on Arrow. That was the fucking Easter egg. Sorry, it took me a minute to snap back into reality. Yeah, the Vixen miniseries is a cartoon on something or another, and that's pretty good. And the thing I have to stress this, and it pisses me off, whether it be the Cartoon Network or the CW, or which was once the WB and WDCA Channel 20 and everything, they just like mashed them together and found the new channel. Stop taking off the goddamn cartoons when they're starting to get good. I know you don't have a lot of say in that, but if you're gonna take it off, at least give us the ending that we deserve. Cartoon Network, Young Justice ending like totally fucking sucked. You killed Wally. And everybody knows most of the time if you have your DC comic history, Wally's not the one that dies. Barry is the one that dies and becomes one with the Speed Force. And in a couple of comics way back in like the 90s, Barry came back because the difference between, if I'm mistaken, I'm sorry. At one time, the Flash's whole suit was red, except for like the tip of his boots had yellow lightning and the tip of his gloves had yellow lightning. So when the Flash came back with yellow boots and yellow gloves, it was Wally. So Wally was the one with the yellow gloves and the yellow boots, so people could distinguish them, because Wally's whole suit at one time when he was Kid Flash was red and yellow, predominantly yellow at the top and red at the bottom, so that people would when they would do things together, that we know it would get them mistaken. Impulse was like white and blue. So when you go back and read these comics, you'll be like, yeah, that little bastard was like in the white and blue, and Wally was in the thing. And as far as I know, Jay Garrick was never faster than Barry Allen. And Barry Allen was the fastest of all 4 Flashes, because eventually he was even faster than Impulse. And that's kind of how he supposedly died. So I kind of stopped reading The Flash, because I was mostly into Batman, And Batman he has been Dr. Fate. He has been a Green Lantern. He has beaten the hell out of Superman. He has beaten Shazam. There really isn't too many heroes that Batman can't beat. In fact, there are no heroes that Batman can't beat. But being that he's a normal human, that's his only defect, except for he has a suit for every occasion, so that kind of works itself out. I gotta make another video in comparison. Alright? My name is Jez Woods Jr. I'm Audi 5000. Be ready.